Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So I'm starting this thing where every morning, right when I get out of bed, I go outside for 10 minutes and just figured I would vlog it. Figured I would bring some friends along in case anyone wants to do the same, needs something to listen to in the morning, or is bored at night and wants to hear someone just ramble on about life. The other day I woke up hungover from okay, let me set a timer. And Brody's out here too, of course, so we might play with him and take a little break. But the last week I woke up hungover from two glasses of wine, which I know is very sad, but that's what being supposedly middle age does to you. Um, and I wasn't even like really hungover. I was just more like, when your eyes are so heavy and you can't open them. And I had woken up, I went back to sleep, woke up again. My eyelids were very heavy, so I was like, okay. Then I remembered this thing I heard that if you go out, you're supposed to go outside for like at least 10 minutes supposedly within 30 minutes to an hour of waking up, which I usually do because I walk Brody, but um, I feel like if I just go out right away, then I'll just be awake right away. And isn't that better? So then I was like, whatever, screw it. I'm just gonna go force myself to go outside. So I went outside and it was so bright and I was in pain. But after a few minutes, my eyes actually felt better and my brain woke up. Who knew? And apparently it has all these other benefits, like it's supposed to reset your circadian rhythm and like actually help you sleep better at night. And I'm like a nightly scroller also. What normal person isn't? If you're not a nightly scroller, you're like one level above the rest of us. So good job. Um, so I was like, okay, maybe I should try to do this every day. Like, yeah, I walk Brody, but usually it takes me like 30 minutes to get ready, and I feel like that whole time I'm just like a slow snail moving in the morning. So let me know if you listen to this like while you're doing your morning 10 minutes. I have recently learned that there's such a thing as being like a research hobbyist, like a hobby researcher. And I never knew that was thing, but I think I'm one of those people. Like, I love researching things and not even learning about them, but like more just like Googling things and trying to find things. There's just a lot of content that like goes into my brain and that I like read on the internet. Um, and just random things that I find interesting. Last week, I went to get one of those like Korean head spas, and I know people. Sometimes I'm like, is this like real, or is this like, are you tricking me? So they take a photo of your scalp, and it's like very zoomed in, and you can see on your scalp that like around the little scalp, like your hair pore, there's like built up grease. And so when I went in like the day, like I'd washed my hair on like a Tuesday and I went in on a Wednesday, and she was like, oh, you have like oil on your like little, I don't know what it's called, like your pore. And I was like, okay. And she's like, yeah, basically from using like products over the counter, even if you just shampoo, like that stuff's not going to come out. You need like a deep cleanse. And she said if you want to do it at home, you could actually mix apple cider vinegar like a little bit with water. um, and I was like, okay. So basically she did this whole thing. It was like 10 steps, and I don't even know what she was doing because I couldn't see. It did smell good. And then she took a photo at the end, and actually, okay, of course the oil is going to be gone, which you could say that shampoo could do that. But then you could actually see like almost not below the pore, but it was like the pore was like on the perimeter of the pore was like almost translucent. So I was like, okay, well that's cool. Like I'm a believer. And my scalp did feel very clean. And she was like, yeah, it's like milky scalp. And my scalp was also red because apparently stress, of course, makes your scalp red. And every time I go in for anything, they're like, you're stressed, you need to relax. I'm like, I'm trying. So she was like, yeah, some people can do like, if you can afford it, do these like semi regularly, like a few times a year. But of course, it's like a nice luxury. And if not, you can just do it at home. And I've actually seen at Sephora that they sell apple cider vinegar rinse, which I've thought about getting. And so now maybe I'll just try that. Um, and I do use like sulfate free, whatever free shampoo. But then when I got home, so usually after like 2 days, my hair starts to get greasy, or maybe, and this time it didn't. And like, I think it was even, I was gonna wash my hair on the third day because I was just like busy and I was like, oh, whatever, I'm not going anywhere, I'll just wash it tomorrow. Sorry if that's gross. And it was not greasy at all. Like, obviously, it was like not smelling the best. And I was trying not to put like dry shampoo in it or anything because I wanted to see if my hair was different. So I actually recommend it. I do think it worked. They did like all these like herbal water and like all these like cleanses. I don't know. So I went to a place in Austin. If you want to know where it is, they also do like amazing facials. So I'll send it to you. But yeah, also the NBA All Star game or All Star weekend was this weekend. I don't know if anyone watched it. I'm actually not a huge sports fan, but I do see a lot of clips. Like, okay, I used to be a Lakers fan back in like the Lakers era when it was like Kobe and Shaq and the three-peat. But maybe fan is a loose word. Everyone back then was a fan. Like everyone in LA. I lived in LA at the time, and I'm Filipino, so how could I not have been a Lakers fan back then? But so I don't follow basketball like super closely, but I do see clips of Shaq and Charles Barkley and Kenny and Ernie, and it's like kind of sad that that little show they have is gonna be over. If you don't watch basketball, it's like these four guys that comment on the shows, and they're probably the only funny sports show on TV. Like I passively consume a lot of sports TV content because it's like literally my husband has it on all day, and it's just they're actually funny. And like I think some of it is just a generational thing. Like, yeah, I think they make some jokes that some people are not fans of, but I think if you understand them, then people just know that's just who they are. They're nice people and they just make these like funny jokes. um and but basically their show is on TNT and the NBA was on TNT, so it made sense. But now the NBA is moving to ABC, and ABC was like, okay, we'll like get your show, but we want you to like work way more. And these four guys are like pretty old, and like they're basically retired and they just do this for fun, I'm guessing. So they're like, no, we don't want to work more. So that now it's the end of the show. Just another thing that maybe ABC or other society has ruined. Just kidding, that's kind of sad for a morning thing. But I am sad that they're not going to be on TV because when I watch, like, I've actually thought before I even knew this thing was going to end, when I saw that, like, the NBA, whatever, I was like, oh, these guys are getting, like, old ish. Like, who's going to replace them? Again, I'm not a close NBA fan, so you can tell me if there's someone, but I just don't feel like I haven't seen any NBA players that are as funny as them. Wow, my 10 minutes is okay. We only have like one more minute, and it's been about 10 minutes. So I think next week, or I don't know, I'm gonna try to do this a couple times a week. Well, I want to do it every day, but I don't know if I can talk every day for 10 minutes. My husband says I probably can because every morning we go to get coffee, and it's just like me yapping in the car on the way to coffee, and he's like still waking up, which is funny because I sleep really late, and I feel like in the mornings I'm somehow more awake than him. But I think so. I actually, so fun fact, I live in Austin now, and I've lived here for 3 years. And ever since I moved here, I started a little pop up bakery. I work in tech in the day and do that some weekends a month. So it's definitely been like a crazy, fun, but hard learning experience. So I think I'll share my story about that next. Um, Oh my god, and it's starting to rain, so this is perfect timing. But thanks for joining. Hope to see you guys next week. And don't forget to get your 10 minutes of morning sun a day, even though the sun is not out. But see, now I'm more awake. Bye, guys.